Everybody's running. Everybody's trying to do something. Everybody's looking for something. Everybody's searching this young. Whether it is success, whether it is professionalism, whether it is education, whatever it is, people are just running, looking for something. I have no idea what they're looking for. They don't even know it. They just look, accumulate, identify. People have lost their lives. We're getting excited with everything that we see in this world, man. Human destruction has become excitement. These ordinary humans. Somebody's dying somewhere. Oh, they crushed him like this. And instead of going inside us, we're just going outside looking for something. And then that something comes. It dies out. It comes. It dies out. We're looking for something. You go, you chase it, you get it. You experience it, it expires, and then you go back to it again, man. Slavery. This is what I call slavery. Slavery of what? Of the ego. People live their lives thinking they know their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, but they know their lives for sure. Who are you? Who are you? Why are you doing all these things for? For who? For yourself. Who are you? Do you know exactly what you are? Do you know that you're processed with ego? Different kind of identities. You understand what I'm saying? Do you know that you're obsessed with your names, with your titles, with your professionalism, with your work, with your dignity, whatever dignity it is? Of course, dignity humans don't know. They know pride. Pride is a function of comparison. Ladies and gentlemen, life doesn't get proud of something. It may get dignified. It may be dignified. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no life that connects directly, naturally, with the material world. Because life is beyond that. Life is a universe. Life cannot be confined in a given environment, nationalism, language, or whatever. Everybody has to serve humanity wherever he is born on. I have to do the best I can in Eritrea, listen, but I have to identify with that material, with material interest or something, or spiritual interest. What are people looking for? Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that the ego is on your back? It has become a burden of your life. Do you know that? Do you know that you do everything in terms of you, in terms of the definition that you give to your life? I am this, I am that, I am an engineer, I am a warrior, I am a fighter, I am rich. Oh my God, who's talking about all this? The ego life. Ladies and gentlemen, in this journey, I'm just starting this thing right now after uh, consciously experiencing my materialistic irritabilities for a while because of politics. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm blessed to come here to communicate with you in the other dimension of my life, which is the spiritual. Life may have a challenge, but it doesn't have problems. Ego creates problems, ladies and gentlemen. So, how people are reading, people are following many other things. For example, Eckhart Tolle came out of a crisis, personal crisis. He almost tried to commit suicide. That's what he says. The power of now changed his life. It changed a lot of lives too, but a lot of people are reading books. I'm sure people are here, whatever. I don't have many listeners, but I know so many people that read the book, The Power of Now. But do they experience it in life? Does knowledge guarantee transformation of life from the materialistic into the spiritual? Reading, knowledge. It can be very dangerous if it's not applied right. Knowledge can exasperate ego and fire back, destroying human life. Knowledge, if it's not practiced, remains to be a headache, remains to be, because now you know something, right? But you're not practicing it. It's a lot worse than ignorance. With ignorance, you don't have to worry about anything. Ladies and gentlemen, I only see, Asmaram Guru, how are you, sir? We are transforming our lives into another dimension, from the materialistic into the spiritual. You understand what I'm saying? Whoever listens to me, ain't no politics here anymore. And you know, life to be wasted anymore or political. Zigzags, because people have become followers of events. Let's say an event comes, oh, America did this, Russia did this. To what? To who? Ukraine. It's all distraction. The next day, Ukraine responds like this. Ethiopia says this. Eritrea says that. Jesus Christ, you try to follow that kind of stuff, you're going to end up in a cyclic mundane, cyclic suffering. If you're not sure of your ego, if you don't know what ego does to you, it will destroy your life. Okay, as you know, Eckhart Tolle has been teaching people a whole lot. Where did he get his education? I like to go to the root of that education, that knowledge. Let's say, gentlemen, it came from the Hindu tradition, okay, in India. Philosophers like Nisigata Maharaj, okay, like Ramana Maharshi, like Papaji. All this contributed to that knowledge. He earned it, but he didn't get it immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, knowing the knowledge and not practicing it will put you in bigger trouble, believe me, because knowledge can kill you unless you use it properly. Understand? Or you can apply it for something else. Reading a book, knowing this, whatever, is not going to liberate you. Ain't no freedom for free. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to work hard to destroy your ego. It takes time. You understand? Ego is not a joke. You cannot just have a knowledge and liberate yourself from ego. Ego will use your knowledge against you some kind of, if you're not careful. So, there is no anger here, ladies and gentlemen, but there is passion of love. There is passion of life. You understand what I'm saying? My expression is my own way of doing it. It comes from my consciousness in any different way, in any different style. But the message is the same. Life has no identity except itself. Life has no egoistic connection. It was born free of ego as a child, and it has to remain free of that ego forever. But consciousness doesn't come just like that. It comes with education and practice. Everybody is trying to get out of this mess, out of this hard time that comes constantly disturbing the human life, the egoistic mind. Everybody is rushing. Everybody's trying to find a solution. They don't even know that we are all sick because of the ego. Person has to liberate himself from the ego before trying to liberate society from dictatorships or whatever. Listen, ego, without that, you cannot do anything. Without liberating yourself from ego, you are just tied up. Okay, let's go to Eckhart Tolle. He has a very good discussion here to do, and I'll try to just get into it. Just get into it, ladies and gentlemen. What does he mean? What does he mean? You're not what you think you are. You got you're two things. What does he mean about that? Do we just listen and just, hey, man, I listen to it. It's a very good education. Eckhart Tolle is a very good guide of my life. Hey, man, do you do what he tells you to do, or you just bluffing it, impulse it anywhere? You go there and you say, oh, I read that book. You better be serious about your life, man. You better go to the basics. You better soul search and live the rest of your life happily. Let's go to that discussion.
Your attention is being absorbed by thought. That's a normal state for millions of humans. And the only relief they get is when they get too tired to think.
Yeah, what is he talking about, listen, German? People are obsessed. We are obsessed with thinking. We're constantly thinking. Life needs the basics: food, sleeping, rest, relative health. That's all. What else does it need, ladies and gentlemen? But we're constantly thinking about people, about aims, about plans, about the future, about the past, about the dead, about the whatever. I mean, we're talking about thinking. Thinking has become so poisonous addiction to human life. Where are you thinking? Who is making you thinking so much like this? Who's responsible for that? Is that life or your ego? So people keep on thinking. At the end of the day, they suffer with a lot of emotions. And the body decays. They get tired of it. Do people have to go all the way? Thinking all the time until they crush themselves, until they disintegrate their bodies with emotions. Is that the time to stop thinking all right now? Ladies and gentlemen, thinking.
So, one way to look at yourself is to see that there's two of you. Let's put it like this. It's not the ultimate truth, there isn't two, but it's a helpful perspective for the time being to see that there's two of you, or we could say two dimensions to who you are. There's two of you. One is the historical person I'm saying historical because who you are as a historical person is dependent on the past. Your past, your personal past, and the past of your collective, whatever background you grew up in, your nation. The collective includes your nation or your religion, belief systems, and so on, associated with your belief systems, your nation. The collective is also part, your gender is also part of the collective. And the past, your personal past, of course, childhood and so on. So they make up the historical person.
A historical person, very interesting expression. History, yes. I was born there, I was born here, my mama was like this, my dad was like this, grandpa was like that. Everything that passed. That already passed. I want to be like this and that because I'm educated with this kind of education. I have worked here professionally and I want to go there and become. People are talking about the past that got nothing to do with right now. Ladies and gentlemen, life is here. People are talking about the future. How about now? Abundant. Right now, it's abundant. Life has no identity. Life has no special connection with the past. Life cannot connect with the future because it has no plans. It just becomes. Life doesn't live, it becomes. Do I understand? It just becomes. My environment is my life right now. The space is the environment. And the time is right now. It's not even about today. It's about right now. Let's say, gentlemen, today is half gone already. And half is in the future, maybe. I don't know if I want to make it. My life belongs here and now. That's how we are created. But ego was introduced later on from backgrounds. I was born from an Eritrean society. I took that identity by default logic. Let's say. They gave me a name called Abraham. I grasped it, and then people were calling me, who's that? My traditions, my religions, I became a Christian, whatever. I inherited my parents' religion. And the problem is not that. Every human being starts like that. But do you think that you are that? Do you think life is your name? Do you think life is your religion? Do you think life is your country? Do you think life is your family? Do you understand what I'm saying? Who identifies you with those kind of things? Is that you that you're saying, this is me? I am an Eritrean. I am a Russian. I am a Chinese. I am black. I am white. Life, no, all these kind of complications. I am rich. All these are histories. Your background is your history, man. It's not you. It's not you. My background is my history. My education is my history. My professionalism is my history. My money is what I made of from all of the things that I actually worked for. It's a property. It's not mine. It's not my life. You understand what I'm saying? Life came here naked and it goes out naked without any identity. Let's say you adopt identities because of circumstances, because of families, because of background, because of society. But your identity is the cosmos, the universal truth. That's what you are. You are that. You're not an engineer, you're not this and that, you're not like a black man, white man, all these kind of complications. You understand what I'm saying? You're not this and that. All that stuff is, all that identification belongs to the ego, not to you. So you have two lives here. Like you walk in the daytime, you carry your shadow, follows you everywhere you go, man. Everywhere you go, you cannot avoid your shadow. Only nighttime kills that shadow. Ego always is on your back. According to ego, you are this and that. You are your country. Okay, you are your job. You're your profession. Your skin complexion. Your religion. While a person tries to satisfy all these identifications, you understand what I'm saying? Life loses its essence. Life loses its period. It loses its time. People try to identify with something. They got to work to get satisfied in terms of desire. You understand what I'm saying? If I am an alcoholic, I have to satisfy that identity. Alcoholism has made me a servant of alcoholism itself. Then I became an alcoholic. Alcoholic becomes my identity. But this alcohol came from outside, ladies and gentlemen. It's not my life. My life didn't invite it. Something brought it and stuck it from me. And it was me. It has to be ego. Here you have internal life, and then you have external life. The external life is called ego, man. That is the one that tells you who you are. That is the one who drives you around, that you're handsome, your looks are good, this and that. Hey, you're better than the other one. Compare and kill and whatever, snatch, accumulate. Because you are the only person important in this life. It disintegrates you from your universal being. It makes you a human being. Ego makes you a human being in my calculation. Outside in nature, but you are a creature. You're not a human being. Creature is life. Your creature is life. Understand? But your fabricated identity is ego. Remember, you have your spirit here and then your flesh. Ego always identifies with the needs of the flesh. What does the flesh need anyway? Sexual arousement, excitement, drinking. You understand what I say? Go there. It cannot be by itself. Ego cannot stand by itself. Life starts from itself. But ego makes that life outside, looking for something, looking for sex, looking for attractive woman, another man. Enjoyment, talking, discussing, arguments, because ego has to make life inside these all pollutions to be sandwiched, death, suffer. Life doesn't need all this garbage. Life is born to be satisfied by itself. You see, I'm talking about this from my experiences. From my experience, I living my life thinking that I was an engineer, man, I was this and that, Eritrean, patriot, the democratic, whatever, original opposition camp. Oh, when you oppose reality, you're opposing yourself. Who opposes that reality? Reality is reality, I found out I cannot change the Eritrean situation, whatever it is. What is there to change anyway? I cannot change the world. I cannot change America. I cannot change the Iranian crisis. I cannot reverse what happened to the Palestinians. This has become human nature. Human nature, not creature's nature. Human has no nature, man. He created another nature on himself. He modified himself from his natural being into egoistic mind. You understand what I'm saying? Therefore, you have your ego here, always following you, trying to dominate your life, because it's already part of your life. Half of your life is dominated by your ego already, by being a human being alone. And half of your life is just hanging out, trying to live the real life. In the meantime, the mind is just running around to satisfy that ego. Is that sex? Yeah, you go get it from this woman. Is it whatever? Discussions? Social life? Go to the bars and do this and that. You cannot stand at home peace has become an enemy to the real creature. Because ego doesn't like peace. Ego doesn't like silence. You understand what I'm saying? Everything is inside life. Happiness is inside you. But ego denies you to see that, and to explore, and to find out. You understand? It tells you a story. It tells you your life is about going outside. It tells you stories. Your life is about getting attention from somebody else. You cannot do it alone. You got to go compete. You got to go and insult. Be better than the other. Humiliate somebody. Become somebody. Better than him. Better than her. How can you live a life? You're not designed to do that kind of activities, man, by nature. Let's go back. So you got to, your life has been already damaged by that ego. It has been compromised. To my definition, to my understanding, there is no hell and heaven in my life. Heaven is life. Hell is that ego. There is no satanic whatever. Satan to me is that ego. And God, the creator, is my love. You understand? Life was not created to be stolen by ego. Let's say, man. Oh, you understand what I'm saying? You can identify with something. But you must know why you're doing it. You got to be conscious about it. I spent a lot of my life in political whatever, ups and downs. The last 4 years, though, I knew exactly what I was doing. I sacrificed myself to defend the Eritrean nationhood, in my own way, because they were trying to snatch their freedom away. I thought this was my spiritual responsibility to do, but I knew I had to do it as a human being, which means with my ego. So what you saw the last 4 years about me confronting here in political arenas with all kinds of individuals is not my nature. It is something I modified my spirituality to defend the Eritreans. You understand what I'm saying? Now everything is okay. I believe the nationhood, Eritrean nationhood, is done. There is something more I can deliver. There is something more I can give than political gyration. There is something that I can give. I can share, I can take. And they call it love, man. They call it simplicity. They call it humility. They call it gratitude. They call it compassion, kindness. Only way to give life and to get life back to yourself. Ego doesn't know all these kind of things. Ego knows snatching, winning, accumulating, insulting, being better than the other. Diminish another one, nullify somebody, neutralize truth for the sake of deception. Well, which one do you want to follow now? I followed myself, my ego. To a certain extent, I allowed my ego to confront the enemies of humanity in the political whatever, in that area, in Eritrea, in Ethiopia, all that kind of things. You understand? But it was from universal angle. I had to sacrifice my life to use my ego to defend the country and the nation. But now it has already defended itself. Time for me to live my life. They say, forget every identity that I have. Forget. I'm now clean. Neither am I an engineer nor am I an intellectual. I'm not an Eritrean. Materialistically speaking, yes, I am Eritrean and Japanese and every citizen of the world, spiritually speaking. So I love to identify with my Eritrean spirituality. You understand? That way, I connect already with the whole people in the world. You understand? My universal attitude does not deny my spiritual Eritreanness. So it's beautiful. I could combine it and use it. You understand what I'm saying? But you are cosmic, man. Your consciousness cannot be limited to a certain stuff, because every identification except life, except emptiness, is a function of your ego.
So your identity as a historical person depends on the past. What you think and how you think is dependent on the past. And so that is the surface I meaning the pronoun, the first person of the verb to be. And for most people, the historical person is all they know. They know themselves as the historical person, with all the good and bad things that make up their past history and the conditioning, the mental emotional conditioning. So for most people, that's all there is. They relate to themselves as this historical person and to everybody else also as historical persons. And as you awaken, you realize that in addition to the historical person, and not in addition, but more fundamentally, there's a deeper dimension to who you are. And I sometimes call that the deep I, very different from the historical I. The deep I is the timeless being that you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I can explain a little bit of this one. You keep go to bed thinking about this and that, everything that you associate and you identify with. If you really check it honestly, it's all related to your flesh. Every identity that you identify with as a function of ego is something that will die. There is no identity in there. You understand? You can only be Eritrean, Chinese, or something for one lifetime. Understand? See how ego destroys your life. It makes you think that you're only limited to that. It closes the whole universe for you to experience. It limits you with these identities. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Confinement. Man, you are a universe. Knowledge is infinite. You're here to explore it without limitations, without preservations. As long as you respect human life, as long as you live by the law. The power of now. The meaning is very simple. Many people may think, oh yeah, living right now is a remedy for everything, because that is it. Eckhart Tolle wrote a book and I read it and it's so fascinating. And you want to tell me about this thing? He's arguing already with his wife or with his son. He's talking that he understood the power of now, but he's arguing already, messing it up. Let's say, ego is not something you can eliminate so easily by boasting or by reading books. No. By intellectuality, by meditation, by yoga. No. Ego will not. There is only one remedy for it. Strict fight. Strict, face to face, minute to minute, for years. I'm not talking about 4 years, let's say. All these liberated people didn't come out of the blues and became liberated. Enlightenment is not a gift that you go and buy it with money or with works or with knowledge. Enlightenment comes from deep practice. Understand the whole thing and going deep into it, checking your mind, checking your ego every day, not every day, every second, not every second, every microsecond. You got to stick there. You got to stick there. You got to attend. They call it awareness. Okay? Consciousness. You cannot let ego sleep, even for a second. It will take you to Japan before you know it. The mind, thoughts can travel probably faster than the speed of light. Speed of light is what? 300,000 miles per second, I think. A thought can take you from where you are to Vietnam, to Ethiopia, to Eritrea, to Japan in shorter span of time. I'm telling you. Before you know it, you're sitting down here, chilling. A thought comes and it disappears. Your body is here, but your mind is somewhere else. Probably talking to your mama, probably talking to your dad. Then an uncle comes, another idea comes. One thought produces emotion. Let me tell you, for example, if I can think about my mama, right? If I allow my mind to think about my mama, okay, ego will bring my mama. Here she is. Your mama, think about it. Because ego cannot survive without thinking. Ego cannot steal your memory. No, cannot steal your mind without thinking. Thinking is the only power ego has. So what happens now? Ego brings my mother from the memory, and then my consciousness accepts. You have to accept the thought before you think about it. It's personal. Mama has come, you start thinking about it. At this time, you have deviated from life. You're thinking about it, but you're not here. You're in psychological time, let's say. What does psychological time mean? Psychological time means something that's not real time. Past and the future. These are psychological times. You have lived that life experience with mama, but it is stored in your memory, and then you let your ego unconsciously bring that issue to your mind, and now you're thinking. Consciousness is ready to think about all the things that you missed with mama. Sometimes it is sad. Maybe sometimes it's good, okay. But most of the time you will end up sad. You cannot repeat that experience with your mama, no matter how much you love her. You could have hurt her somewhere. Maybe you think you hurt your mama somewhere. Not really hurting as such, but by simple communication, and ego will bring it into her. Man, you remember that day when you hurt your mama? Oh, you said you welcome that kind of idea, ladies and gentlemen. You start thinking about it now. You're recycling the suffering. Not only you're recycling the suffering, but you're producing additive suffering. You know how? Because now a dead story has come to your real life and stolen the moment. And your mind has accepted, your consciousness has accepted to live in the past in a psychological time. Things happened in the past appear like they're happening right now. Now it's stolen already. Life has gone because life doesn't know that experience. It's done already. Life doesn't think about the past and future. But now ego is now representing you, and mama will come all the issues that you had with her, all the problems are created between you and her, or something, wherever you disappointed her. Now you are going to react emotionally. Let me tell you something. You cannot unthink and produce an emotion. At this point, thinking about my mama probably will produce sadness. Something I should have done, regret. Or something I did. Something wrong I did that I cannot repair because she's gone. I should have done this. I could have told her this. I could have actually turned things around. I could have done it different. All these issues, the thought itself has produced sadness now. regret. In this example, man, I should have time, man, to apologize. At that time, I didn't even apologize because I didn't know my mama's gonna die. Sir, emotion is energy. Electrical energy is energy. You touch the wires, it will show you where it can do to you. Mechanical energy is energy. Try to carry something you cannot hurt. You try to fight to stop the motor, it will show you how it will revolve. Chemical energy is vicious. Try to mess with cyanide, it will show you what it can do to your body. Emotional energy is also as bad because it fries your body alive. Let me tell you how it does to you. When you touch electricity, you're going to feel it out. When you drink chemical poison, you're going to suffer. I don't know whether you're going to die, whatever, but you're going to react. The body suffers, nothing else. Whatever your mind decides, the body pays the price. Okay, mechanical energy. You try to carry something, it will show you what nature can do. You understand how limited you are. Emotional suffering also, you cannot get rid of. Anger, for example, it will show in the body. Stretched nerves, breathing irregularities, heartbeat mess, fast heartbeat, maybe. All these things, ladies and gentlemen, the thinking has produced an emotion called anger and it's frying your body. I cannot tell you which part of your body is burning, which part of the body is just hurting at the point, but believe me, something is hurting in the body. Sleeplessness, insomnia. You wake up the next day, yo, man. Forget the past. Live your life. Don't live your ego. Challenge your ego anytime it tries to deviate you from right now. Let me tell you how you sense it. Anytime you think about something, I'm not talking about do not think. You cannot do that. You have to think. But know what you think. Be conscious about what you think. Because you see, a lot of thoughts come to the mind. Mother, father, country, whatever, business, work, kids, children. I bet human life suffers so much like this. Animal life doesn't suffer like that. They just naturally live, eat, and that's it. But us, a lot of stories come from the past, the historical you, or the future you, the anticipating you. You're trying to just think about something, a thought comes to your mind. You're thinking it. Before you finish it, another one is knocking. You try to accommodate both of them. The powerful, the one that ego selects will be staying there, but actually ego selects what you think about. You understand? And you accommodate them. At the end of the day, every thought finally has to produce an emotion, either good emotion or negative emotion. You cannot be angry without thinking. You cannot be regretful, resentful without thinking. If you don't think, those things cannot come because thinking produces emotion. Emotions are energies, like any electrical energy. And then any energy in thermodynamics, ladies and gentlemen, an energy can be dissipated, cannot disappear. Cannot disappear, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I can show you some. There is potential energy here that keeps the telephone beyond the surface. And that potential energy comes from my hand. The moment that potential energy goes, it has to drop down. And the only way it drops is as a function of gravity, which is ground. And every emotion has a destination to go, to dissipate. Electrical energy dissipates its energy on the bulbs, on the light bulbs. Let's say, this pays the price for that. This can't sit down by itself without any problem for years. But the moment you switch, currents come in and they burn it. You call it light, but it's suffering. Okay, it's burning itself. It's just reducing its age. It's humiliating itself for your brightness. The electrical energy cannot go anywhere except to the electrical devices. The mechanical energy cannot dissipate anywhere except in the mechanical devices. A chemical stuff has to react with something to produce something, and the energy has to go to diffuse or some. No energy can be lost. That's how you know that. It can be dissipated. That's it. And emotional energies, only one place to dissipate. Dissipation means diffuse. An energy cannot stay hanging on. It has to go somewhere. It has to diffuse. They call it diffusion. It has to decay somewhere. Like electrical energy decays on the bar, emotional energy decays in your body, man. That's all it is. Once your mind, once your consciousness decides to think about something, the ego produces the emotional energies that kick. I don't want to say it. Kick your body. That destroy your body. Once your consciousness crystallizes that emotion by the help of ego, consciousness orders the brain to do its job. The brain passes the messages to your body to react, to jive around, to be nervous, to this, whatever. If the emotion is joy, maybe you think about some good things and you just cheer up. Still, that consciousness orders the mind, the brain, to distribute the feeling in the body and distributes it, and you're enjoying it, which is beautiful. You got to know what you're thinking about. Huh? You cannot just be taken for a ride by ego. Ego will take you anywhere, and personalize your stuff. Ego will tell you a lot of things, man. Let me tell you something. A person tries to mess with you, ego will tell, hey, yo, man, he's messing with you. He's messing with you. You got to teach him a lesson. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't even have an idea what you can do to you. Go. Challenge you. Look at this. Ego wants confrontation. Ego wants fighting. Ego wants to excel, to be better, to prove. It is something. Eritrean, whatever. Japanese, it wants to prove because it's not sure of itself. Check this out. In any fight starts like that. And what happens here is the ego surpasses the interests of the peaceful desire of life. And the mind is manipulated by that and reacts to satisfy ego. But check this out. As soon as you do that action, ego is done with you. Because ego is satanic. Ego only complicates life. You know what it's going to do? Maybe you hit somebody and someone hits you and stuff. And maybe policeman comes and you go to jail, and at that time ego says, hey, man, stupid. You shouldn't have done that, man. Do you know how much price you're going to pay now? You will pay the price. It's a Satan. I got you. You listen to me, you're going to get it. Now, good luck. I'm looking for another stuff to destroy your life. Once the ego controls your mind, you're done. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done with this topic for right now. Okay, this has become now a new life for me. Exited from the materialistic, whatever, political and stuff, and start living my life. So, the very few that you're going to follow this, very few that you can understand this will stick here. We have a lot of things to learn. And I'm going to come next maybe with the master himself. Siri Miharaj. And he taught me. Imagine there are 25 videos I want to discuss about that book with you guys. It's very hard to understand. Extremely difficult to understand. Oh, to do it in practice, forget it. It depends how much confrontation you want to do with your ego. To me, I want to kill it. I was determined to do it. Probably took about 4 years to be where I am right now. I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time. Okay, the first chapter of I Am That. And I don't if you like this kind of thing, let's talk about it. To be honest with you, Eckhart Tolle, the other gurus that you see in the spiritual education, like Muji, Mojo, all these names in there, to me, the origin of this knowledge is right there from the Buddhist, the Hindu tradition. Everybody got it from the Gaganji, the one that changed my life. You understand? But finally, I selected one guru and I stuck with him on. I said, until the end, and things happen like that. Everything came from there. That's what I'm talking about. For example, Eckhart Tolle is a liberated and enlightened human being. Okay. But the knowledge came from somewhere. I'd like to go deeper in that one and we'll explore it. It didn't come just out of blues, you understand? What brought it is suffering. Suffering. The ego's demands are too vicious and too cyclic. They don't end up. A desire comes, you satisfy it, finish, the next day you need it, you go. You understand? And then many people suffer because of their egos. And they try to liberate themselves. And I was one of them. Thank God I'm living a peaceful life, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't have come here unless I liberated myself from my ego. And all my ego was playing the last 4 years was just something that I was allowed to do because of my interest in the Eritrean people and their goodness. So let's see here. Burhan Kalati, welcome, engineer. God bless you. Burhan from London. Burhanino, by the way, I'm sorry. Do you understand? Usually I used to communicate with you guys in Tigrinya. Hopefully some of you will come here, man, so we can just develop together. There is something more I can give. No, not political. No. It's toxic. We need to get out of there, out of the cyclic mundane. I love you, brother. Thank you. Yonasino, I love you too. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen. Trip has started into enlightenment. How do you get enlightened? You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of things will come from now on, in terms of books too. Eventually, the 3 books that are waiting are going to come. One in Tigrinya, one in Amharic, one in English. You understand what I'm saying? And then I came here because I'm sure of my spirituality. I wouldn't jive myself like that. Otherwise, I would have been a toy for ego. Ego can tell you, you know so much, go, preach, teach. But backfires unless you know exactly that you're free, you cannot do this. Let's say, this is the other side of my life. Hello, my brother. I love his book, In Power of Love. Yeah, but the problem I'm telling you is, do you know though what it means? Of course, you know, you understand it. But do you know how to be like that? Every second, every minute. This is what I'm telling you. Probably about 25 years since I was exposed to Buddhism, but I couldn't finish that book. I wrote 2 other books. My first books were this. But the 3rd book was when I was introduced to Buddhism. But something was just not clear. Something was not clear. So anytime I tried to assume myself as I have been understanding the subject matter, in my practical life, it was not like that. something was missing. And that missing part is what I found in 2019 when I went to India. That's what I want to share with you. We have 25 videos to discuss, let's say. To me, that was my life for the last 4 or 5 years. I didn't listen to anything else. I used to come here for political things. It's dead now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you my other life. This is all I'm saying. So I will do Integrinya also. Always from now on, if I do Integrinya, I don't think they will understand this in depth. But actually, I can translate the spiritual content of it. From now on, no politics, nothing, my brothers and sisters, my people, my Tigrians, my Eritreans, my Ethiopians, because I have to go to my cosmic experience before I die. The egomaniac behavior is a result of environment we grew up. Yes, definitely. My dear, where does it come from? How did I identify with Eritrea, for example? It's because of my Eritrean parents. How did I identify with Eritrean politics? It's the personalization, the identity. I identify with that. It's so important. I have to keep it. How is that a woman inferior from man? Who brought these issues? It's the masculinist ego developed in childhood that makes a boy better than a child, better than a girl. You understand? This has to behave like this. That has to behave like. How did I adapt my religion? Who gave me my name? Everything comes from there. They say, we're going to have to live with that in this material world. But differentiating exactly what you are and what your ego is, and what your natural identity is, which is nothing. Nothingness. The purpose of nothingness is being. That's it. But we have to live. We have to think all this. How do you accommodate that? You're not in the mountains. You're not in the rivers like the Buddhists, where they don't have to do anything. You're doing something. How do you integrate? How do you amalgamate life, the material life, with the spiritual life? Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to know this, because you're not going to live your life. I discovered the knowledge after 60, believe it or not. And we have a lot more to discuss, ladies and gentlemen. I love you. Spread this, and I'm trying to get you out of the toxic life, which I've been in myself too. It has been toxic. I'm out of it. I'm out of it. I cannot change anything. I cannot bring this and that. All I can do is change myself. All I can do is liberate myself from my ego. This is it. Because ego always is here. I have a lot of different ways of treating my ego. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see it in my Tigrinya book when it comes up. Peace and love. Peace and love, man. Do not abandon yourself for material life. Do not abandon your life for material life, ladies and gentlemen. Understand what I'm saying? Do not, because you deserve more than that. Life has a lot more to offer, ladies and gentlemen. Life has a lot more to offer, ladies and gentlemen. A little meditation, maybe. A little meditation, ladies and gentlemen. It's so beautiful. But I'll let you go. I'll let you go at this point. No problem. We can do it another time. Please tell me if you like this kind of stuff, and get ready to get into the real subject matter from the philosophical foundation itself. The only person that I trusted. You're going to have to trust your guru. You cannot just jive around here and that. I heard this. No. You got to stick on something. Somebody has to teach. And we're going to share that experience together. Peace and love.